That's
to
fine.
fix the stream. Oh
That's
well.
fine.
Yeah. All right. It'll just end up on YouTube. But yeah. So for everyone on YouTube that's watching, this is basically there's a what's it called like a fundraiser to send Witness Gaming to Copenhagen Games, and one of the perks that you can pick is that you can get the mentoring lessons. So I've got Branslam to show me, and perhaps a lot of other ETF12 players how to play Clearcut, because you just have to imagine that there's an entire continent of idiots that have never played this map before. So we're all wondering, how do we even play this map? And we can break it up into different chunks, but I don't know. How is this generally played? If you just want to give like a quick overview.
Like, you just want to be like all very very basic, kinda. Make it really simplified or something like that. So I don't know. I guess I'll go with like the rollout. Like, I don't know. Like, some people, like, our team likes to roll out main. We just usually go out main and then we go the other main door. Like for calls and stuff like that. We usually just like call this main bottom right from our perspective, and then when we go from here, we call this like main building or like just the main house.
Right?
I hear Froyo call this sometimes kill box. Like, from our perspective, we just call this our left side, and then right side. We can call this also valley as well. Some teams, like usually like on the first mid, we usually roll a main. I don't know why. I think we do it for some reason, just because when we get through here, um, we'll just have better buffs, and then we'll have our team split apart. So like we'll have like a scout play up here, we'll have a soldier play. Either like our pocket will play here or play in the bunker. We call this bunker because it's
Right?
like there's a strategy entirely around it for depending on the Uber situation. If we have full ad, I'll go into that later, but I'll
Yeah.
come
Let's
back
start
to
with the
that.
mid.
Yeah, for the mid. Um, so there's different mids you can do. It's almost entirely dependent on your soldiers or what your flank wants to do. There's strategies what your soldiers want to do. You can send both of them to high bomb to get behind. You could have one get behind, and then once they instantly get behind, if they could be getting chased, they can grab a pack or whatever. Like one soldier could bomb deep behind back here, get pack or something, and then instantly recommit. And then while the other one instantly recommits, another one could just bomb in from the other side while buffed. Select the target, med, demo, whatever, and then have them focus the target. That's a mid strategy. Or you could just have both soldiers double high bomb and then land on a target. Or you could have a another strategy where you have your demo focus his fire top left
Right?
to knock this people, like, get either soften them up or get them weak or get them off this high ground, and then you could have your flank scout and your roamer who usually play left side. Teams usually have it different though. They could have a scout walk up here, jump up, be up here. It's really powerful to be up here as a scout because you're pretty much blindsiding the guy up here. The guy like has to like wide peek this to see who's up there because they could be like hiding in the corner if they're not spotting him a lot.
Right.
And you could just coordinate a two-man to take top left. Try and get a pick here. If not, they could still go for more as well. Like a soldier and flank scout could just get on the people who are on here main and stuff like that. If there's damage, it works. It works pretty well sometimes. If it's bad, if you don't get an instant pick and stuff like that, this person up here survives. The scout could live, and the soldier, if he's still healthy enough, could bomb behind and then grab the pack, and then like be behind and then commit together from the one behind and then the one soldier in front while everyone's pressuring.
Yeah. It seems to me like those medkit behinds are like absolute soldier gold mines. Right?
It is gold mines. It's also pretty hard for scouts to chase because if a soldier does a good enough bomb and he's high and he like does not, because if you can high bomb pretty high off this wall, it's pretty impactful for soldiers. Like, soldiers can do a lot of bombing and it can
Yeah.
be really impactful. It's just also really aids to play soldier sometimes because you can get chased behind here, but if you're like have really good movement and if a scout is like not entirely like super passive, ready to deny you, that soldier can get this pack and go behind and stuff like that. There are people that who end up chasing soldiers or like play this high ground to like completely deny someone going behind here to get this pack. But if good soldiers can get behind and they can get this pack and stuff like that, and they can coordinate or recommit from behind, and leave the person guessing, the scout behind guessing if he's going to come like from valley, main, over this wall, or through this box. Usually it's just these three doors that are pretty good. Waddling through here is pretty bad, but
Yeah.
it can still happen.
Yeah, you called it kill box earlier. That seems like
Yeah, we'll just call it kill box. Honestly, yeah, like Froyo calls it kill box. It's pretty good. It's not bad.
yeah, like there's a
I
lot of
call it
sticky
sometimes.
traps in there, right?
Yeah, you can do a lot. So I've seen Froyo sometimes go up here when they roll out to do an exchange for like even Ubers and stuff like that. But like for mids, I think that's pretty much it. You could just do focus fire. Sometimes people do boring spam mids the entire time to try and focus the target with spam to get a pick. And then once they
Right.
get a pick, they get the ball rolling with how they want to play the mid with their pick advantage. But for do you want to talk about like Ubers now and stuff like that? For
Yeah, I only have one question for the mid, and that is like, what's the demo man usually focusing? Because it seems like he can either focus on the roofs or the flat area
uh,
behind the point.
pretty much the demo is just focusing on whatever's overextended. He's usually just chilling and shooting the point, so the demo doesn't walk across and get ignored. But it honestly depends on how you want the mid to go. So like if your mid is want to take top left, he shoots top left. If they want to double bomb the demo or medic, he'll just shoot the med and demo, try and tag them. Sometimes if the enemy team is trying to do the top left thing, but on your side, he can keep shooting this. But like when they bomb up here and they stand up here, your demo can instantly shoot up here, hit like maybe one or two stickies, and those stickies will do like 70, 80 damage, and will do a lot of damage if you sit up here for too long when you do this play, because it can totally get ruined by the demo that just
Right.
shoots one or two stickies up here. But
Yeah.
yeah, am I missing something? Is anything else for mids?
No, sounds pretty good. Sounds like it's very soldier focused. Like they engage first, and then you kind of follow up.
Yeah, they cause a lot of stuff to happen for other people to follow up on, for sure.
Yeah. All right.
They
Okay.
get stared at a lot.
Yeah. All right. Let's move on. I'm kind of interesting. What do you do when you have a full Uber advantage and they're going to do a suicide? How do you defend against that?
Um, so usually when you just want a mid fight and your med lives and say their med died and stuff like that, and you survived and they're waiting for do a sack wave,
Yeah.
you could start it off with a bunker strat, and it can be countered and stuff like that. So we have we do a bunker strat to where we have our med just outside to fake it. So they just fake, so they can just do the sack wave, thinking they could just instantly land on the med to try and get the force. But they could slip in here, and to do the bunker strat, you need like all three projectiles. So like we usually have our demo trap the front door. We call this the front door.
Yep.
You just trap the floor and the ceiling. Have like one soldier watch the front door, one soldier stuff the back door. Usually, stuff the back door and tank him to 300, because sometimes some good soldiers could just jump in and get over the soldier and slip through and probably get 2 rockets in this box area. Because once the soldier gets through in this area, if he can get 2 rockets off, it's most likely always going to be a force. So when this guy gets through, they need to die fast so they don't get more than 2 rockets off, because it's pretty easy to get a force in here with 2 rockets.
Right.
Sometimes you could slip a scout in here. Usually we have both scouts up here to spot.
Yeah.
But if the enemy team realizes it's a bunker and stuff like that, and they haven't sacked waved in, they can do a they could just pressure the cap to force you out of the bunker. And if they do that, then the people in the bunker would have to come up back door, make sure it's safe. That's why it's good to have at least 1 or 2 scouts outside the bunker. But they also have to be aware that the people sacking don't just kill them. So then they so if they lose scouts and they have full Uber ad, then the Uber will be completely terrible. So it's a little complicated. I hope I'm explaining it good
Yeah.
enough.
Sounds to me like basically you use the soldiers to plug the doors so that
Yeah,
they can't get in, and then you have the scouts on top of the roof to deny, and then the demo just traps it.
pretty much deny and just give information for the people outside if they should come outside or not. Or and they also can tell like so like I usually play up here, and then I can just call if the see what they're doing and stuff like that. If they're bombing, once I see like 1 or 2 people bombing, I'll literally back up in valley, and then I can call if there's a guy going backdoor, so this guy can be ready. And if they're not bombing and they just fade and then they just go on the point and stuff like that, I'll tell them to come out backdoor, and then we come up backdoor, and then if our demo and soldier get up backdoor, our demo will get back in his position and completely deny point. And if they stay, they can die to an Uber, but we almost always never pop an Uber unless we kill the med, because
Right.
it's a really good target to get. So it like gets you a lot of time. It gets you like 40-30 seconds if you kill the med with the Uber.
Yeah. Am I right in thinking that like demo Ubers are really good at like cutting off medics on this map when they try to run out?
Yeah, it's very good. I'd say like if the med is anywhere on this ground area, they're pretty caught. But when they get into this doorway and they chill here, if you're on this side and you're medic and you're playing here for force or whatever your team is trying to do, if you're playing here, this is a very impactful way to get out. Because if you get chased this way, um, you could leave this doorway, you can get out. Usually leave through main or stuff like that, or you could if they're uh how we like to do it to try and catch the med if he's in this doorway. It takes
Yeah.
a lot of coordination because it's still catchable, but you need a lot of coordination. You need like all 6 players like on the same page. When we have an Uber ad and we really want to kill the medic with our ad, um, we usually call that we want to go very deep. So we call the pop Uber and go across to focus med. As soon as we call that we do that, we have soldiers high bombing from each side. One to land here, because a medic could sometimes juke this door and then go up here and then walk out this way and then come over here if they
Right.
just like everyone like bombs and focus this door. Or yeah, we just chase all the way. Our demo bombs across point, usually lands in this doorway to try and catch them in here. And if we don't kill him through here, usually our soldiers would be landing in these 2 doors to try and catch him if he is trying to leave through main.
All right. If we flip the scenario and you say you just lost the mid, you lost the medic, their medic is alive, and you're gonna do a suicide wave. Is there like an approach that you would recommend? Like, what's the best way to go about it? Like, maybe their medic isn't holding in bunker. You don't know.
Yep. Well, for the good thing about this map, so like you're saying they have full ad and we're trying to get a force, right?
Yep.
Or like, so when they have full ad, when you're rolling out, it's almost really good to always just roll out this way. Because if you roll out valley, sometimes, depending on the clock, they could do an aggressive Uber. Sometimes people could just hide here and then have a scout spot up top. Because if you roll out valley sometimes, it's really easy to get caught here, and soldiers can easily bomb and skybox and just land in over here, land on the box or whatever, and just deal with these guys and like make the Uber really impactful to get caught. But when you're rolling out, we usually roll out main, make sure there's no stickies. I peek here.
Yeah.
If I don't see the med, like in this area, I would assume he's in a bunker or hiding somewhere. He could be in here, he could be hiding in a trench, or most likely bunker. Bunker is the most popular spot because people like this strategy for holding uh, with full ad and you need a lot of time.
Yeah.
So if they're out here, we'll just call for a force, and people will just do a force like that. They'll do like a 4-man like sack while I build and leave with our medic. If they're in the bunker, then we call for either to go for kills, which are the people on the outside of the bunker, so we could land for the scouts up top, anyone that's outside that's unprotected, and we'll just like ignore the med to try and get picks, because if we get the picks and then we survive, we can easily get a force, and then it'll be a way better sack wave. If not, if there's literally like they're all stacked in the bunker, all 6,
Yeah.
then we'll just have people. Our demo could just carpet this front door, force them to have to come out back door. One person could stand above and then spam this. If there's no scout outside here to like pester him, and then we could just have our flank scout just play cap here,
Yeah.
over here or
How
something.
close is
Force
the
him out.
medic? How close is the medic in that situation?
You could just stand right here the entire time.
Okay.
You literally just stand here the entire time, and if they bomb out through this doorway, it's going to be a force, and those people that are dying, they'll probably chase the people that are doing damage to them. Sometimes there's really impactful spam spots, like if you're a soldier and you literally don't see any scouts that'll like shoot you, and they're all stacked in this bunker area, you could bomb over here and just land here and just shoot spam consistently in here, and it's really annoying. If that happens, it's usually just like ruins your bunker. Like you literally just have to like dodge this or just get out, just kind of. If they're doing a bunker strategy.
All right.
Did I miss anything?
I don't know. I'm an idiot, so
Oh, um,
I'm not very helpful.
okay. Um, so yeah, simplify it. If there's kills outside the bunker and their med's not protected inside this little shed area, then just try and do a four-man sack. Make sure they're all buffed. Get buffed before you do it. Coordinate what time you want to do it. If they're not in the bunker, make sure everyone's buffed again, and then just play the cap, and then trap off this doorway or something, and watch the two exits they can come out of. Force them outside, and if they do come outside, then you can sack wave and stuff like that. If you guys are still healthy and stuff like that, but
All right.
and if they do pop, then you just leave with your med out all the way. Just go to spawn, let those people die, and get full ad.
Yeah. Okay. I think that pretty much covers it. So, what happens when both teams have Ubers? Where would you hold then? Is it still the bunker?
No. Usually when it's even Ubers, both teams are outside because if you're in the bunker and it's even Ubers, then you're kind of conceding the point way too much. You kind of always need to be outside for an exchange, but it also depends on who owns the point to initiate the exchange. So if you're the defending team and it's even Ubers, you pretty much don't have to do anything. You have to let them do all the work to get the exchange. Because it's either they play points, if they don't want to exchange, then they're just going to get blasted by the demo and probably just end up getting picked. Uh, if soldiers end up trying going behind before the exchange happens, people will literally just focus the soldiers and they'll end up just dying before the exchange happens because they'll just literally give up point. And if they kill the soldiers and you're giving up the point, they'll end up usually just denying these soldiers if they just keep capping and
Right.
stuff like that. So usually, like when our team holds the point and people go behind before Ubers are exchanged, we'll usually just send two people behind, usually our flank or something, and then I'll just chill top right or something, and while they just chase that guy down, kill him. And if they cap, it's fine. Then it's like we have a pick, and then we can just exchange when we have it's 5v6 or something like that. But
Where would the second scout be holding?
usually the second scout just literally lingers around here, bottom left, plays points sometimes. Uh, Usually when you own point, you're pretty passive the entire time, unless your soldiers are doing something, and then your scout can just shoot people in the back when they're focusing them. But
Right.
usually when you own point, you're just passive the whole time. You don't want to give them a pick and make it easier for them to get the cap, or you make it easier for them to exchange.
Right.
But if you're on the opposite side and you don't own the point and it's still even Ubers,
Yeah.
you're gonna have to exchange. The longer you take to do this, the better it is for them because the time's ticking away. So when you have the idea to exchange, there's two ways you can go about it. Um, if you guys have even Ubers and your sack wave failed, but you build and you got Uber and you're rolling out, you can roll up main or you can roll up kill box this far left area, but you have to be careful of stickies and stuff like that. There could be sticks here on the ceiling, this door, all around here, behind here. You walk out over here. We usually have three people in our exchange. It's pretty complicated. It's a lot of people, but we don't Uber all three of them. We just bring our team over here, bring our demo, bring our soldier. At least have our demo over here, not get any deeper than this, just to shoot this guy off high ground to make us not weak before we pop.
Right.
I bring my soldier in because medics can really make your exchanges hell if you make it a solo as a scout, because sometimes you can't do enough damage fast enough to kill someone, or the medic just won't pop and just drop their demo and hold the Uber, which is really impactful. So we walk up here, shoot off the high ground. Me and my pocket walk up here. We use around the corner. As we get around the corner, I get flashed. I usually instantly focus the demo or whoever's close to either make them have to drop that player or they have to end up popping. And as soon as we pop, we back up our side. The person in the exchange just helps get the force instantly. The pocket has the decision to jump behind and cause chaos or just back up and have the Ubers exchange. Get the Ubers out of the way, and then we could just play exactly how we play mids again. Focus top left if you want to do that as a play. Have a soldier come behind and then recommit together, or just double bomb when you're healthy and land on the target. Pretty much just play it like a mid all over again, but there's no Ubers in the way. And
Yeah.
like I think I'm like explaining it right for that situation. You don't always have to do an exchange like this. Sometimes it's always like readable if you just do this exchange every time, because then they'll just kite all the way back here if you're going to
Right.
use around this corner. So sometimes you can't do that. Sometimes you could just exchange across the point with a demo, and as you're playing scout, to clear the stickies, the way I do it, I usually just walk up here. Good sticks are on this fence or on this high ground. You clear that. You can walk in here, clear the sticks on the box, and on this area. This area is pretty impactful. Like these three areas are really impactful stick spots for on the point. And then same with here, up here sometimes, because when you're scout, sometimes you could just jump off the box and get hit by this, or be on the box and jump up here. What was I talking about before? I was talking about the sticky traps. I was getting lost.
When they were farther back, like if you
Oh,
don't
okay.
want to be
When you're
too.
so you don't exchange all the time when you're going this way. You can usually this is my default, like bread and butter. Like I usually just do this
Right.
for like our first exchange and stuff like that. But you could just walk across the point with your demo. You and your demo walk across, and then just focus a target to make them pop or drop a player. If they do drop a player and they haven't used yet, you back up and then pretty much just turn into a sack wave again. If you get the demo, then it's a little bit easier. You could just play the cap to make them use on the point and stuff like that to defend it or kill your med. It's just a lot of DM and a lot of survivability kind of, and like also your med can carry really hard depending on the exchanges and stuff like that. If the enemy team is beefing, because
Right.
if it's a solo exchange with the scout, as a medic, you can literally just drop your demo, just keep tanking him the whole time. If he doesn't kill him in 6 shots with the scatter gun, then he probably won't die, even if like he pulls up pistol, unless he's already like he's like 1 health after 6 shots. But if you bow him after 6 shots, and then he pulls up pistol, he'll probably live. And it's honestly kind of like it destroys your mental as a, as a pocket scout when you kind of don't get anyone in an exchange or make them use it all. But yeah, you kind of just those are like the two exchanges kind of. Sometimes you can go in here as a surprise. If you decide to roll out Valley and it's even and there's no pressure, you can walk out here, go with your demo, walk in here, so you're like full health walking in, and then exchange. Every time I exchange on this map, most Koth maps,
Yeah.
I kind of don't make it solos because high level medics can really make it aids to do a solo exchange, because they could just drop a player and then make them not use, or you could just end up beefing or not hitting 2 good shots,
Yeah.
and you don't kill anyone. You don't even you don't get a force.
Yeah.
It's pretty, yeah, it sucks.
Yeah. Most scouts that are going to be watching this are probably worse than you as well, so they're probably going to miss a few shots here and there. So
Yeah,
it's very dangerous to do a single Uber.
yeah. Just try to bring 100% in it. Make more people involved. It's kind of a team game in a team map for coordination.
Yeah. I assume you can at any point still do the scout surprise up top left at any point
Yeah,
during
you,
those kind
you
of
could do that
fights.
at any point of the time. Usually, you want to do that when they own the point and stuff like that. If you get a buff and you just walk up here unseen, then you could just go walk up here and then instantly two-shot this guy if he has no idea and he's just focusing around point, pistoling these guys up here or shooting the demo and stuff like that. But yeah,
Right.
you're pretty much blindsided by this corner. If you get unseen, you could do a lot of plays, and if you pick the scout top right, your soldier bombs, if they do a double bomb, it'll be way better with if they only have one scout shooting the soldiers.
All right. So I have a question about off classes because I haven't seen a whole lot of off classes on this, and in Europe, keep in mind we have buffed gunboats, which means you take
Buff gunboats. What's buff gunboats?
you don't take extra damage. You know how gunboats don't apply when you're like hit an opponent.
60% explosive damage, like minus 60%.
Yeah, like basically gunboats always apply. You always take reduced damage. So if you jump into the face of someone and shoot them, you'll still only take.
Oh, you like self damage when you like direct someone in front of you, right? Like
Yeah, like normally you would just take like 100 self damage.
oh wow, that's actually crazy. Because I know that like when you do that, you'll like sometimes just take like 50 damage if you like direct someone close in your face, like 50, 40 damage. And
Yeah.
like normally Gumbos does like 20 or something, just a rocket jump. That's
Yeah.
cool. That's
Yeah,
pretty cool. I wish our fucking region had that.
yeah. I don't know. We can't agree on what plugins to use, but either
Yeah.
way. But like, do you ever use like sniper or anything just to like clear the top ground or anything like
Uh,
that?
um, we've had strategies to where like they have full ad. Usually, like compared to Viaduct, Sniper is not nearly as impactful. I wouldn't say it's bad, but like as Viaduct, you could play Sniper on Cliff or China or Bats or whatever you want to call it, and just be completely impactful and just literally see everyone and just body shot, headshot everyone because you
Yeah,
have so much line of sight. On this map, I like this map a lot because Sniper doesn't completely rule the game. Like there's some spots you can go. You can go top up here, shoot point. You don't really have a lot of sight line because of this giant pillars in the way. The other sight line you can go is up here, and you could just snipe all over point and stuff like that. You could just for a sack wave, you could just have a player go sniper, and while you do a sack wave and stuff like that, and they're or like fuck, I'm saying too much with say if they have full Uber ad and they're trying to take the point
yeah,
and you still own the point, so your team needs to coordinate to get the force. You can do it until like after they cap, or you can do it before they cap, whichever looks easier for the force to happen. Uh, you can have a sniper hide here the entire time and be fully charged, and then you can have your team communicate if the med is out here walking around point, and then he could probably take one good shot and drop the med, or take a couple shots and kill him if he doesn't react in time.
yeah. You can always tell when they get on the point, obviously. So like,
Yeah, you can definitely tell, but like sometimes meds will just yeah they won't suspect this. This is a completely surprise play. Usually sniper is an entire surprise play. Usually you don't run full time sniper. I've seen teams uh like my team just did it in our match. We were just practicing or trying out mini sentry engineer. It
oh
was
wow,
it was just so random. We were just like, we'll try it. Like we've seen people try and do this. So sometimes we'll just if your pocket feels like it's not doing well, or if he just wants to try something else, you could just try mini sentry engineer. Like you put a telly in spawn, put a telly in here or in the bunker. You can put buildings on top of this pallet over here and just put a telly here. Put a mini sentry like in the bunker or right here. Right here, it's pretty impactful. I think the
surely
people
it
over
can't
here can
shoot all
shoot it.
the. Yeah,
It doesn't shoot all the way through, but some people can just the scout up here can just like chip this guy to stop him.
right.
But yeah, sometimes mini sentry can be really annoying. You can just put it here, and then it'll just constantly chip soldiers that if they decide to land on their meta demo, it'll just do consistent damage. Or put a mini sentry here. I don't know. It's just a really annoying play. I don't imagine it being insanely good, but if your pocket's having a rough game, like he honestly could just be that annoying and run a mini sentry. It's kind of goofy and lame, but I don't know. It is an off class. No one really runs pyro. I've tried pyro before in a pug.
Yeah,
It can be impactful if you run detonator or something like that. If you guys even have detonator, I don't know.
I think Olga got it banned. He was so good
Yeah,
with it, it got banned.
some of us don't even realize. Like I don't know. I think Benny wanted to get it unbanned, even though we all thought it was overpowered because it can delete stickies, and the new flames is kind of overpowered for the heal cut that it does. For
Yeah, that's the main thing, right?
yeah, but in a NA, like someone if they wanted to could run detonator pyro and just constantly just hit people on high ground and set everyone on fire. And if everyone's burning pretty much and the med has a tank one, these people have to get packs, or they just end up just taking a lot of damage. And then someone could just bomb while they're all burning or something, because it's pretty it's honestly just annoying. I don't imagine it being better than just flare gun spam, but
Right. There's actually no real medkits on mid, right? Like there's only the
not
small ones in
really.
the
You have
bunker.
to you have to get out of mid to get med packs. There's only like two you can grab. There's a pill you can grab in here. The only ammo on the map is pretty much inside here. Like there's one bottom left. It's a small one, but it's pretty dangerous to be down here for too long, because if a soldier or a scouter up here, you could just spam this guy, hit this guy like 100 and something, or pistol him.
Right.
Can I grab this and back up? But it's mainly these ammo packs that you grab in here. that you get them.
Yeah.
Yeah, off classes, not that impactful, but sniper is still useful for a surprise play.
All right. Are there any forward holds on this map?
Yes, there are a couple forwards holds. So there's a really aggro forward hold you can do. You can have So for our forward hold, we have our med play in here and buff our players.
Yeah.
Our demo has to trap right side, both sides of main, and then we have a soldier sit on this box, try and spot this door a little bit, but mainly spam this door, and then a soldier up here he won't be buffed entirely, but he can try and get buffed and stuff like that, and then spam through here. But he also can get sniped from spawn if he lingers in that doorway for too long. He just
Right.
gets sniped. So you have to be aware of that when you're playing a soldier and you're trying to forward hold. You just keep peeking briefly. If you know they don't have a sniper, then you could peek aggressively after this soldier makes contact and does damage, because you could just walk in here and just be like, shoot 3 rockets. Probably pick someone, do a lot of damage. They might all get weak to both soldier spam. Scout on this box will just come in here and just chip and try and clean up.
Do
And then the
you
flank scout usually just chills over here to support the demo.
All right. Do you like fully commit to holding this, or is it more just to delay the enemy team?
Usually, it delays the enemy team. We don't fully commit. We don't die for this. If just one person becomes really weak or ends up dying, we instantly concede this forward hold. If our demo ends up being weak, or if this soldier over here ends up being too weak and can't get bowed fast enough and stuff like that, then we'll instantly just leave, because
All right.
losing too many people here will just make it really hard for you to hold the point over here if you lose two. Because if you lose one too many, then a soldier could go behind before the exchange. If it is even, if not, then if you have ad, then you just chill and then wait for the med to be caught. Depending on the time and how much time you have. Usually, if you need time and they have less time than you to win the round, then usually you want to hold the Uber and milk as much time as you can to get caught up and like try to close out the round. Because usually when you're holding Uber, it's way better. If you don't ever really want to pop the entire time, you just want to keep holding this until it's even, and then even when it's even, you still keep holding to make them exchange, to make them have to make the first move, to just keep holding time, because time is like the entirety about Koth, is they hold the point the longest. So you want to hold it as long as you possibly can. And Uber is a major factor. That's why Med is so impactful in Koth.
Yeah, very true. If you can have an Uber exchange right now or an Uber exchange in 20 seconds, you always take that one in 20 seconds, right?
Yeah.
All right. Let's see.
There's another forward hold we do as well. It's kind of just passive, but for we do it like this is just called putting pressure on the doors. If it's even and we know we have Uber and we're 6 up, you don't need to be 6 up entirely. You can still have 5 people, but usually I spot far left here to try and spot beam. Sometimes people walk up beam through this way.
Yeah.
I do it sometimes as well when it's even. I could either walk through this door, main, or far right, kill box or whatever. Usually when it's even Ubers, I'll instantly walk to this door or main, clear for stickies, and then do my exchange or whatever. But as the defending team, you want to put pressure on the doors. You don't want to let these people get in entirely for free. You still want to keep delaying them to hold the point longer. And if you do put up good pressure, you can also end up getting a pick, and then you could just back up with that pick and then make them have to wait, or make them have to do that exchange with the down player that they have, and make it way harder for them. But so for the pressure, you usually just have your demo trap. He could trap all the way over here, trap this corner, trap the sides of main, or this ledge. There's a sneaky trap right here that you can put on this this staircase, because sometimes the med will walk out here and then walk over here,
Ah,
and
right.
this will drop the med. This is really impactful for Valley. Some people will just walk up, get hit by this trap, put the sticks on the rock on the side walls, put the sticks on the side of here, the sides of here, the side of this, and yeah, that's pretty much it for aggro traps, and then this, and then these 3. And then usually you just call what their combo is. So if you see scout, med, demo, or whatever, call Valley. Have 3 people try and spam Valley. Main, have them spam main,
All right.
and so
Where are
on.
the soldiers located during this?
Usually soldiers can spam. You could be up here, top left, be on the
All right.
box sometimes. Usually the demo is chilling right here the entire time, just in front of the box.
Okay.
Spam pipes over here. Just watch his trap as well, and then spam over here. But as soon as one gets through, we usually just back up and keep spamming. But after they shot all their projectiles, and then we usually back up.
Yeah. All right. So just kind of like making sure that they earn their entry into the midpoint.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah,
And yeah, you can always get lucky and get like a
you
2K.
get good spam, and then have a scout chip shot to clean them up. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's pretty much it for forward holding, I think.
Yeah. So
Those two
do you just
positions.
have? I assume it's just kind of normal Koth fare where you have the medics just basically stick around the demo man and a scout the entire time, and then the
Pretty
soldiers
much,
jump
yeah.
off.
Like you just keep buffing your scouts and demo. Uh, Another thing that your pocket can do when you own point and it's even, or yeah, if it's even, he could play inside the bunker and just keep shooting point to help defend the point if your demo needs help. Because pocket doesn't really need to do much when he owns point. Usually, you're not really doing much as a soldier. Like usually, our soldiers don't bomb from at least our team unless we have a pick.
Right.
When we own the point, like we don't want to lose someone. We don't want to risk losing someone for absolutely nothing because we don't want to do. We want to have the least risk as possible when we're owning the point. We just want to defend this and hold this as long as possible. So they'll help spam the point or spam people. Our pocket could go into here. Benny, when we played Benny one season when he was on pocket, he would just spam like the entire match. He would sit in here the entire time, help defend the point. If he felt like he was getting shot at too much by the demo, and sometimes the demo will just lock this guy out,
Yeah.
he'll just rotate over here, get onto this, spam the point again, and just constantly just keep putting spam on the point to make it really hard for them to cap. If they try to get points without exchanging.
Right. So you
But
just keep on the pressure all at all times, making sure.
all times when it's even. And
Yeah.
the team that has to go offensive has to exchange, pretty much.
Right. Yeah. So you don't really like spring it on them that often unless they're like really close, right?
Uh, you still can do it as a surprise. Like, it's not entirely wrong to do so. It's just, I don't know, as like logic for us, it's just like we don't see it being beneficial unless it's literally just a complete surprise play and then someone just has really a good bomb or really good aim when they just take good rockets or good shots when they get on them. And then sometimes if you're losing a fight as well in a team fight and you own the point and you know you're gonna have to give it up conceding it, you could just turn it into a sack wave and you just have your scout leave with your med. Say like if you lost a scout and maybe your demo,
Yeah.
you could just send both soldiers in and try and go for a sack or something like that. Or if your med already has Uber, you could just make sure don't have the scout leave with your med and just turn it into a sack to eliminate the med. And then when you guys wipe for that, if you do get the med, they have to delay the cap so they don't deny their med. And by the way, the first cap on this map does delay, I think, by 6 or 8 seconds, I believe, for the first
Okay.
cap. I think it's almost for the entirety of the map. It'll delay every cap if someone's dead for like 6 to 8 seconds. So you always want to not delay your teammates
Yeah.
unless you really need to, and even if you really need to, it's really almost unlikely.
Yeah. So you want to delay until they've spawned and then you can cap it, right?
Yeah,
Yeah. Pretty standard. It's exactly the same as Viaduct, basically, or product.
yeah, yeah, pretty much, yeah.
All right. I think we're ready in Europe now. Is there
Yeah.
anything else we need to touch on this map?
Um, I don't know if I can remember entirely. We've gone over forwards, we've gone over mids, we've touched on exchanges. Like we also talked about Ubers to catching the med and stuff like that.
Yeah.
I think I've gone over every Uber. Like, if you want to catch the med, you just like have both soldiers all go deep. You pretty much commit your entire team to go forward to kill the med. And then if you do catch the med, you still, like, with your Uber that you have left, still try and back up because they're gonna instantly go for your med. Sometimes if you do kill the med, you could take their bunker, and if you have teammates coordinated, you could defend in their bunker from their sack wave. If after your Uber that kills the med, you can do that
Right.
as well. That's like an on the fly, like it's hard to coordinate, but if your team gets used to that at a higher level play, like you can pull this off and make it really hard to try and counter sack on the med.
Yeah,
For
just cocoon.
yeah, honestly, it's a pretty powerful building in to have projectiles cover this.
Right. Would you say this is a soldier map or demo map or a scout map or none of the above?
I don't. For me, I feel like I would say it's pretty easy to play scout on this map if you know what you're doing. You can be very impactful, and I also feel like soldiers can do stuff, but you also can get entirely denied by the other team if they decide to focus you.
Is
So
it one of the?
I would say number one for scout, and then I would say I don't know. I feel like demo and soldier can have it pretty rough sometimes because sometimes demos can have it pretty rough, and soldiers can as well. I would say definitely scout number one,
All
and
right.
then demo soldier maybe tied.
All right. Yeah, it seems like a very open map where demo man could definitely struggle. There's not like a whole lot of choke points, at least in the
No,
mid area.
there's when you're playing point, you only have three areas. You have like the front of point. Sometimes you can spam over here. Sometimes scouts could like be over here or something, or top left here. It's also kind of hard to see when you're shooting your stickies up here. You have to like delay your det because it has to like travel kind of far to hit back here
Right.
sometimes, and it's pretty easy as a scout to dodge these stickies if you see them coming. Keep jumping off and on.
Okay. Well, let's hope we actually learn this map in time for you to before you come to Europe. You know, we don't want you to all just come in here and smash us.
Yeah.
Yeah. How are you looking forward to Copenhagen Games?
Pretty excited. I've never even been to Europe. I'll be very excited to play. It'll also be my first LAN, so
Oh wow.
I'll be pretty excited. And I'm pretty happy to meet a lot of my teammates and people that I've never met before that are also crazy good at the game.
Yeah, I'm obviously rooting against you guys. I have to.
Yeah.
It's gonna be fun to have another like dual continent organization in there. We've had Ascent in the past. It's always fun.
Yeah,
to
for
us.
sure.
So now we have the two witness teams, and they're really good. Like the ETF12 team is very good this season as well. And you guys
Okay.
just won the RGL invite, so
Yes. I'm very happy about that.
yeah. You think you're gonna make the finals this season?
Very likely. Very likely it'll be another grand finals against Froyotech.
All right, can't wait for that. I haven't been paying that much attention to RGL recently, unfortunately. Haven't
Yeah.
really had the time.
Kind of the only matches that are good to watch are us versus Froyo the entire time.
All right, I'll watch nothing else then.
Yeah.
Sounds like a good time.
Yeah, pretty much. Don't want to waste your time. Just watch those matches.
Yeah, and if you can catch them on Clearcut, do it. Maybe you can
For
even
sure.
learn the map.
Pick up some stuff.
Yeah. All right, dude. Thank you so much. I think we should just cut it off here before we start talking. There is a Witness Gaming fundraiser that I will drop the link to. I can't remember how it's going. It's like it's over 50% at this point.
I think it's like 55, maybe 60% now, and I think we have like 40 days left. So, still a lot of time. We raised a lot of money in like 20 something days.
Yeah, that's awesome.
So, it's pretty good.
Yeah. And again, you can get a bunch of awesome perks. This was mine. This is how I chose to use it. To teach you guys how to play Clearcut, because I'm not playing anyway. So, alright, Branslam, thank you so much. And
Yeah, no worries.
good luck at the Copenhagen Games and RGL Season 6? 7? What is it?
7.
7. I knew that.